comments. After all opposition speakers have finished, the applicant will be given time to respond. If you do intend to speak, please come to the podium, speak into the microphone, and give your name and address for our minutes. Please direct all comments to the commission only and not to the applicant or the audience. And please remember to speak directly into the microphone. On routine applications, the applicant may simply raise his or her hand if there are no objections to the staff recommendations. I'll then announce that the applicant is in full agreement with those recommendations. If there are any questions, the applicant will be given an opportunity to respond. After hearing all applications, the commission will go into the deliberation session. In the deliberation session, the commissioners discuss each application with input from the staff as necessary, but with no input from the audience. The commissioners then vote on each application. Results of the voting can be learned from the planning department. If some issues arise in the deliberation session that were not addressed in the public hearing, the chairman has the discretion either to allow additional comments pertaining to those issues in order to resolve them, or to call for the application to be held over for discussion at a future meeting. Occasionally, one or more commission members may recuse themselves from discussing and voting on a given application. A recusal does not necessarily mean the member is directly involved with the application or the applicant. Depending upon the circumstances, ethical rules may require a recusal when there is only the slightest appearance of a conflict of interest. If a regular member recuses, a supernumerary will vote in their stead. The Planning Commission makes final decisions subject to appeal on subdivisions, planning approvals, and planned unit developments. The Planning Commission only makes recommendations on zoning applications, with the City Council making the final decisions. Please turn your cell phones off at this time. I'm going to call roll. Jennifer Denson. John Dallas.
Here.
Shirley Sessions.
Here.
Tom Stoyle. Here. Keena Andrews.
Here.
Bess Rich.
Here.
Don Hendry.
Here.
Alan Cameron.
Here.
And I'm Linda Latham. Let's get started. Application number 1 is 3450 Derby Road with the applicant present. It has been recommended that the one-year extension be approved. Is there anyone here to speak either for or against that application? Number 2, 4126, 4128, 4130, 4132, and 4134 Government Street. This request is recommended for a holdover. Is the applicant present and in agreement with the holdover? Is there anyone here that would like to make any comments in favor of this application? Is there anyone here to speak against it? Thank you very much. Number 3 has been withdrawn. Number 4, 236 Ridge Lawn Drive East. It is recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present and in agreement with the recommendations? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone here to speak against this application? Thank you. Number 5, 1440 Stonehenge Drive. It has been recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present and in agreement with the recommendations? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone here to speak against it? Number 6, 3725 Halls Mill Road, 2801 and 2951 Liz Lane. This application has been recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present and in agreement with the recommendation? Is there anyone here to speak in favor of this application? Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to this application? Number 7. Preserve Subdivision Phase 2. This application has been recommended for tentative approval. Is the applicant present in agreement with the recommendations?
I need to recuse on this application.
Mr. Vallis is recused. Is there anyone here to speak in opposition to this application? We will move into it. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see you, sir. You want to come down to the microphone?
Come on.
Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. I think it's good. And
I'm sorry, can I
No,
ask you
it's-
for your name and address? for the
George
record?
Cossack, 5249 Dawes Lane Extension.
Can you sit these in for everybody?
Yes, ma'am. And I'm not opposed to it, and I'm not campaigning for it. I've got a related comment about the traffic that I want to make sure is covered.
Okay.
And the subdivision man can't do anything about it. He can't pave roads and stuff. Heading north on McDonald Road, particularly when it gets busy and people get to 3 Notch and can't turn left, so they cut through that area. They cut through and up Dawes Lane to get to that nice new traffic circle. And I would like to have something done at 3 Notch to let people turn left, go west, and that's my comment.
Is there a traffic signal there right now?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, I left too soon.
Yes, there is a traffic signal,
There is a traffic circle.
but there's not a left turn.
There's a turn signal on 3 Notch, but the one on McDonald becomes gold mine at that location.
Okay.
It'd be nice to have a traffic circle, but that,
Do we have a
That's
representative
what
from
you're
traffic here today?
advocating
Or is it
County.
county?
Out in the-
It's county?
out in the corner. Yes, sir, George.
I didn't hear all that, but out in the county, all that would be taken care of by the county.
okay.
So your representative for that, your county commissioner for that area, the county engineer is here. Yes, sir.
County staff engineer. Not the county engineer. I don't-
County
A
staff
worker.
engineer is here.
A worker.
So, Mr. Cossack may have noticed that the left turn, the protected left turn from 3 Notch on the McDonald is a relatively recent addition that was requested by the commissioner. We are aware that there are some traffic congestion issues there, and we are in the pre-design phase and with some recommended improvements based on some traffic counts and all, and I believe we are going to try to have it in the next pay-as-you-go program.
Thank you. Ms.
There's a
Costa,
picture,
if I may
snapshot
have
for
your
you.
issues.
I promise you I've got it.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Well,
Applicant is agreeable to these conditions?
is the applicant agreeable?
Yeah,
Okay.
they already said they were.
All right, is there anyone else here speaking opposition to this application? Okay, we will move into the deliberation phase. Number 1, Addison Woods subdivision.
Move for approval,
Second.
subject to staff recommendation for the extension, 1-year extension.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? It's approved. Number 2 has been recommended for a holdover to June 21st. I'll make that motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That will be held over and heard on June the 21st. Number 3 has been withdrawn. Number 4, O'Brien subdivision.
Move to approve based on staff recommendations?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Number 5, Stonehenge, 1440 Stonehenge Drive. It's been recommended for approval.
So moved to staff recommendation.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Number 6, Lee's Lane subdivision. This was recommended for approval.
Moved.
for approval, subject to staff recommendations.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes.
Mr. Chairman, before you move on, I just wanted to point out on the Lees Lane subdivision, the future land use map, as it's currently adopted, shows this site as being parks and open space. However, based on feedback we've received from property owners throughout the city, and after reanalysis by staff, we realized that assigning the parks and open space designation to privately owned properties was probably in error on staff's part. So as part of the overall reconsideration of the zoning ordinance, we are also reevaluating the future land use map, and we will probably be amending it for all privately owned properties to remove any parks and open space designation.
Will we take all of that up at the same time?
I'm not sure if it'll all come in one package, but it would certainly be in the same time frame.
Thank you, Ms. Kaufman. Number 7, it's been recommended for tentative approval. I think there are 2 things that need to be changed in the conditions, and will need to get those approved by the applicant. In number 2, it reads Airport Boulevard. That should be reading Airport Road. And then in number 7, where it denies the direct access from
Dawes Lane Extension
Yeah, to Dawes
or,
Lane Extension. It should read to Dawes Lane Extension and Airport Road. Is the
Yes.
applicant like my comment on that? I'm sorry I didn't go over that in the first. Okay.
That's okay. So, yeah, so number 2 would be an Airport Boulevard. We're fine with that. Actually, in Phase 1, we dedicated right-of-way for Airport Road at that time. So, I mean, it'd still be the same. I think we gave 50 or 60 feet at that time. So we're fine with that.
right.
We'll just reflect it as such on the plat. Then you said number 7?
Number 7 is the third line where it says deny direct access to Dawes Lane Extension or Airport Road.
Right.
That should read denied direct access to Dawes Lane Extension and Airport Road.
So 2 different roads, in other words.
Right. Let's see.
and that just applies to the individual lots and the common areas.
Right, okay, because we've got 1 curb cut, there's 2 entrances to the subdivision, just as long as we're not denying that one, we're fine with no individual lots. Yeah, that's no problem.
I apologize for not doing
No worries, that's easy.
that. Okay. Do I have a motion?
Move to approve based on staff recommendations with the correction in 2 and 7.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion passes. Mr. Austin, do we have any further business? Or Ms. Pappas?
We do not have any other business for you today.
Thank you very much. This meeting is adjourned.
14 minutes. Makes up for the 7 o'clock.